So you're level 50 and you're excited to get into that awesome Paladin supporting role. And I'm here to tell you this class is amazing, be it with their damage, buffs, debuffs, shielding, or healing. They really have a little bit of everything in their kit, so stay tuned. And if this video helped you out, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. I'm also streaming Lost Ark on Twitch, so come catch my live support content there. Links in the description. And for this build, I'm not only going to explain some of the best skills you can pick up for your new Paladin, but how to use them and why they're great. And a disclaimer, this build is for fresh level 50s with low skill points. I'll make an updated build later down the road for higher skill points as well. This build also isn't for chaos dungeons or solo content since it uses mostly yellow skills to build up your piety meter and give you range. This is meant for 4-man plus content as a supportive build. The first skills I'm going to go over in your kit are your blue skills, Charge and Holy Sword. For Paladin, your yellow skills fill your piety meter faster, which is great because we want that sweet holy aura up as much as possible. So we're not taking many blue skills for this build. Charge is great as an extra movement tool in your kit, and as such, you can use it to move around, meaning you can save your spacebar dodge for more critical situations. For this skill, I just grab Excellent Mobility for the extra move distance. Holy Sword is a 2-part damaging skill in which the second attack is actually pretty ranged. I take Positioning and Outburst of Light, both for a faster cast time and ensure damage if the skill doesn't go off. This skill is awesome because it's one of your best counter skills, meaning when the boss glows blue, you can hit this, even for mid-range, and it'll stun them right up. And moving into your yellow skills, the first category I'm going to go over are your buffing skills, Wrath of God and Heavenly Blessings. For Wrath of God, I take Wide Thunderstroke, Faith, and Express Fury for piety meter increase, extra range, and best of all, your attack buff. For Heavenly Blessings, I use Faith, Valor, and Absolute Blessing for piety meter increase, that attack buff again, and a great mana recovery buff. As you can see, both of these skills offer that same attack buff, and I'm here to say that they do not stack. So what you want to do in a fight is pay attention to your party's health bars. When you use one of these skills, you'll see a red icon for the attack buff appear. When that red icon either goes away or it's down to 1 second, you can use the other skill to refresh the attack buff. This way, you're maximizing your uptime on your buff. And don't worry, the range on these skills for the buff is huge, so even if your party members are standing pretty far away, they should still get it. Not only that, these skills do some great damage to help fill up your piety meter quite a bit as well. And speaking of your piety meter, I want to talk about your identity skill and your Holy Protection bubble, which are your 2 main sources of healing. Going into Holy Protection first, since this one is easy, I want you to grab Quick Pace, Purify, and Vow of Light for movement speed and awesome cleanse, although feel free to grow Robust Protection if you don't need a cleanse, and of course your heal. This shielding skill has a huge range of 24 meters, so it's really easy to get your party shielded up, and it also heals for 8% of max HP, which is awesome. The only downside of this skill is its longer 30-second cooldown, so be a bit mindful of your timing for it, but don't be afraid to use it either. Holy Aura is your second healing skill, which gets a bit complicated when you first start off because it doesn't actually heal until you get the Blessed Aura Engraving activated. This engraving, along with Awakening, are the first 2 engravings you want to max out on Paladin for that awesome heal over time that it provides. I actually have a video talking about the best Paladin engravings. I recommend checking that out first since they're extra important for this class to be a great support. However, once you do have your Blessed Aura engraving active, your Holy Aura identity skill is literally amazing. It not only provides a 10% damage boost to your party, it will recover health over time and give a damage reduction buff as well. So, needless to say, you want to get your piety bar full as soon as possible to use your Holy Aura as much as you can throughout a fight. Did I mention the aura follows you around so it's almost impossible for people to run out of? That part is great too. And what better way to get your piety meter full than through your Awakening skill? Your Awakening skill, Alathane's Judgment, is the highest bubbling skill in your kit, and it offers an 80% of max HP shield, along with filling your piety bar a little bit more than halfway if you hit the boss with it. This footage is from my Paladin in Russia, hence the Mokoko suit. You need your second Awakening questline after you finish Rohindel to get this skill, and I haven't done it yet on NAEU, so bear with me here. You'll want to unlock this skill as soon as you can. Getting this skill off as much as you can not only gives super shields to prevent critical damage, it helps you with uptime on that holy aura. And now that we've talked about holy protection, which gives a shield, and your awakening skill that gives a shield, I want to go over your last skill with shielding potential, God Sent Law. For this skill, you should grab shield and wide angle attack. This skill requires party members to be standing within the circle to get that 10% shield that it gives. And it's ranged, so you can aim it from further away. So try to cast this on party members who are near the boss for combined damage and shields. You can also use this under your own feet if you're in an extra bad situation and you can't get out of it for a little bit of extra protection. Next up, we have your low cooldown debuff skill, Light Shock. For this, grab Swift Fingers and Light's Vestige. Light's Vestige will allow your party to hit the boss for 10% more damage, so you want to keep this skill up as much as possible. Later on, you'll be able to time this up with big burst windows on bosses to help out your party too. And next up, we have your defensive ability, Holy Area. For this, you want Quick Prep, Grace, and Endless Grace. This skill is amazing because not only do party members who stand in the AoE circle take 25% reduced damage, it also generates a very good amount of piety meter for your identity skill. This is a great skill to use behind the boss where your party gathers to help give added defense. And last up, I'm going to talk about your stagger skills, Holy Sword and God Sent Law. If your party is having trouble with staggers, you can also trade out Holy Area for Executor's Sword, which is a stagger and a counter ability. Make sure that you save your stagger skills if the boss has stagger mechanics, as many of them will result in a wipe otherwise. Holy Sword has a better stagger than God Sent Law, so keep that in mind too. So to recap on your rotation, Paladins, like Bard, don't really have a set rotation, as many of their skills are situational. Just be sure to spread out your attack buffs, pay attention to the red buff on the party bars, debuff the boss with Light Shock off cooldown, practice timing your bubble skills, including your awakening skill, and try to get your Holy Aura up as much as possible for all the great heals and buffs that it gives. I hope this helps you guys out, and I hope you love Paladin as much as I do. This class is really a blast to play. And if you're a support player like me and are looking for a Bard guide as well, check out my video on that. I'll catch you all next time.